Leo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What is good? It's time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's happening with you guys in the second week of September. September week 2. So it's a weekly check-in, so it's just a short, quick, general, energetic overview. If any of you are in need of a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website if you want, tarotwithrich.com. But I have a link for that right down here in the description of the video. Also, for those of you catching this on time, tomorrow, Saturday, September 6th, 2025, we're going to be doing our next round of live readings right here on this channel. 11 a.m. Pacific time. You are able to pre-order on my website, $22.22. They are read in the order of which they come in. Right now, the list of pre-orders is still very small. So if you order first, you get read first. And the live stream will remain on my channel permanently with all of the readings timestamped in the comments. So you can come back to it at any given time. You can read up more about that on my website. The link is in the description. All right, let's jump into this. Let's see what we can tell Leo about their situation, universe. I can't decide what deck I want to start out with, man. Got to keep it Rider-Waite. Am I the only fucking tarot reader that likes Rider-Waite, that prefers it? I think from what I've seen, I think I'm like the only fucking reader on the planet that prefers Rider-Waite. If somebody was to come to me in some imaginary scenario and said, you're only allowed to pick one deck, and that's what you have to use for the rest of your career, it would be a Rider-Waite deck. So I don't know which one I want to start this off with, though. How about this one? Yeah, I need to break this one in anyways. It's relatively new still. All right, what can we tell Leo universe about their situation and the person they're dealing with? What can we tell the Leo family? Ooh, Devil reverse. Some of y'all dealing with a Capricorn possibly. Hang on a second. All right. And the Seven of Swords, though. You know what this feels like to me? I don't know what happened between the two of you, but you know the universe took the trash out for you, right? You know the universe took the trash out for you. I don't know if you know that or not. I don't know what happened. I don't know what broke the two of you apart. I don't know what went down, but I think that was divine intervention. I feel like the universe stepped in and said, nah, even those of you who are dealing with an incomplete soul contract, and I try my best not to touch on soul contracts here generally. Sometimes I will, but if you come to me for a personal reading, that's the first fucking thing I look at. But even if this was a personal reading, I would say that this is not a complete soul contract. I don't think so. But regardless, the universe will still step in and pull somebody out of your life if having them in your life is going to do you more harm than good. Even if you all aren't even close to completing your soul contract successfully. Yeah, I see it happen all the time. Some of you dealing with a Capricorn. I also have Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio. All right. Okie dokie. Well, and this person's keeping a very close eye on you too. You probably already knew that. Let's see how they feel about you. That didn't tell me a whole lot, did it? How does this person feel about Leo universe? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? What are their thoughts, feelings, and opinions, hopes, dreams, and expectations? Oh, they're very guarded. They got that guard sky fucking high, boy. Ooh, damn, dog. They're very guarded and defensive towards you, aren't they? Very much so. They're playing the victim, too. Definitely playing the victim. Karmic tie there. They feel a real strong karmic tie with you. But see here, now they do got feelings for you, though. I do think that they do got a special place for you in here, you know? But, I mean, they're just too guarded, too defensive, and too in victim mode, you know? And if we really want to take a step way back from that, let's be as neutral and biased as possible. It don't matter if they're a victim or not. It don't matter. Let's play devil's advocate just for a minute. Let's say they are the victim. I don't know if they are or not, but let's pretend they are for a minute. Let's say you are the one who totally fucked this up. Okay, fair enough. Does that mean that this energy is something that's okay to hold on to? No. No. Because let's say that you're the one that fucked everything up and you agree to undergo some changes and growth and evolution. If you want to come back and try this again and they're still holding on to this energy, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work if you're clinging to that I'm a victim mindset. Even if you were a victim, that doesn't discredit anything that you've been through. But that energy is not going to fucking get you anywhere, you know? But I think a lot of you are dealing with somebody that's just pretending to be the victim in a problem they created, right? Right? That's usually the case. Most of the time when you're really genuinely a victim, you're not going to hold on to that energy. You're just going to get the fuck away from that person as quick as possible, right? I don't know. I remember the last situation that I was in which I was the victim. I didn't spend a bunch of time fucking talking about that. Took off fucking running. I learned my fucking lesson. Holy shit. Right? I'll sit around and hold on to that. What you did to me and how this was unfair and this and that. Nah, fuck that. Lesson learned. Note taken. I'm good. You know? Usually when somebody's holding on to that energy and they're clinging to that I'm a victim energy, they're the one that created the problem most of the time, right? So, okay. Could be a fellow Leo for some of you. Also have Cancer. All right. Well, let's get some advice, I guess. What's the advice for Leo? Advice for Leo. Mm-hmm. Advice for Leo. Advice for Leo. Mm-hmm. Advice for Leo. Ooh. Ignore any indirect attempts to try to get your attention. Don't play that shit. Don't play that fucking game. You know what you're doing when you do that? When somebody tries to indirectly get your attention, for example, posting things directed towards you, viewing your Instagram story, hitting like on your little selfie every now and then, or my all-time favorite, going to an 8-month-old post that you and 10 other people were tagged in and responding to somebody else's comment, right? Just so you'll see it. You know, my all-time favorite. Doesn't matter. You know what you're doing when you feed them the reaction that they're looking for? You're teaching them how to manipulate you. That's what you're doing. soon as you give them what they want, I got you. Note taken, right? Oh man, I'm gonna tell you what. You better keep that foot down. You better keep that goddamn foot down. I have a feeling that some of you, I can't tell if it's most of you or not, but at least half of you are dealing with a situation in which you may have gone back on your word a couple of times, right? Meaning, I tell you I'm not gonna keep putting up with this shit. And then you keep putting up with the shit, right? You know? Or the next time you fucking do that, I'm out. And they do it again. And you don't go nowhere. That, you know, that type of energy? And once you do that, I was just telling Cancer this a minute ago. Most of the time, a person is going to take advantage of that when they see that. They're not going to sit and think, damn, man, they're really doing me a favor by keeping me in their life. That's a privilege to me. I should appreciate that. I'm going to really work on what it is I need to fucking do. Nah. They're going to say, you ain't got no backbone. You're all talk. Okay. I ain't going to take nothing that comes out of your mouth seriously after that. So now at this point, you got to say what you mean and mean what you motherfucking say, and make sure your actions match up with your words and your words match up with your actions. If I say I ain't dealing with that shit no more, I ain't fucking dealing with it. If I say I'm out of here, I'm out. Swear to God, I'll go sleep in my motherfucking car. I've done it. I've done it. One time I hopped on a plane in the middle of the night and flew 3 fucking states away randomly. Because I told the person, I ain't gonna put up with that shit again. I sure the fuck didn't. You gotta stand on your principles, 10 toes in. And hey, if you ever want to come at me and talk to me like a calm, cool, respectable adult, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But none of this little trying to get your attention type shit, you know, and or even worse. I've done a couple of readings for some people over the past couple of weeks dealing with somebody who, now this is one thing you got to watch out for. You stand 10 toes in, right? You don't give them the reaction they're looking for. You don't give them the response, right? Then they start getting pissed. Then they ramp it up. Now they're going to go around spreading rumors about you, talking shit about you. Anything to get that reaction out of you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Don't do it. Eventually, the beast will clunk over dead. Eventually, the truth will come out and be revealed. You got to be patient sometimes. Sometimes you got to be real patient. But the truth always comes to light. All right. Jesus Christ, Batman. Let's see what's coming in for the singles. What do we got coming in for the single Leos universe? 7 of Pentacles. So the next person you're connecting with, I'm thinking, now here, okay, so I don't know if you're overthinking it or if you're genuinely not feeling it. Because I am seeing a really, really strong energy of you really analyzing whether or not this connection would be worth the work, the energy, the effort. You're really analyzing what the probability to go so deep into analytical mode that it kind of overrides your feelings, and it puts a big fog in the connection between you and the person, you know? And if you do it too hardcore, it could sabotage an emotional connection. I can't tell if it's that or if you just really aren't feeling it, because it looks like communication is not the greatest. A little bit maybe confusing. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, both reversed. There's a lot of confusion and doubt. Okay, let's look at their feeling before I say anything, because I'm seeing more here, but I don't want to speak on it yet. Don't want to speak on it yet. Let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. Yeah, see? Boom, Knight of Wands, yeah. Okay, all right. So I do feel like they are ready to find a divine life partner and settle down. But I think the number one thing on their priority list is to not be alone, right? They just don't want to be alone. And that can create problems. That can create big problems. Because when somebody is looking for a relationship or a friendship or anything, strictly because they don't want to be alone, well, then that makes it really, really difficult to form a genuine connection. I was telling Cancer this a minute ago, something similar to this. You're on a vibration of desperation. That's a vibration of lack, need, and desperation. If I just don't want to be alone, I'm becoming desperate. When you're desperate, it's difficult to tell what energies you should be looking for and what you shouldn't be looking for. It's hard to form a genuine connection with somebody when you're desperate. Not only that, but when somebody's desperate, you don't know if you can trust them. A desperate person, if backed into a corner, will deceive you, will lie to you, will manipulate you. A desperate person doesn't know what they're looking for. They're looking for the thing to create the vibration, which is backwards. When you're on a vibration of abundance and you're not desperate, then why would you bring somebody into your life if you're not desperate? I'll tell you the same thing I told Cancer. Answer me this. If I don't need you for anything, why would I bring you into my life? Anybody know the answer to that question? I don't need you to make me happy. I don't need you to make me feel less lonely. I don't need you to support me. I don't need you at all. So why would I bring you into my life? I'll tell you why. If I don't need you for anything, the only reason you would earn a spot in my life is if there's a real, genuine fucking connection. That's it. That's it. It's the only reason. That's the only reason. Right? I just don't really think this person is at a place where they know how to connect with somebody genuinely. Because when you're desperate like that, all you're really forming is surface level connections. I don't think they have bad intentions, but I do think that they have a lot of shit going on deep, deep down that they're not addressing. And if they're not addressing it, they definitely ain't letting you in on it either. So that's why it doesn't really feel like there's a very good connection, because there's not. You're not connecting at a deep level. You're connecting at a surface level. So I don't think they have bad intentions. I think that they're just living life on the surface, basically. So could be a Virgo for some of you. Also have Gemini, Cancer, and that's it. Okay. Well, I've seen that Five of Wands come out twice now. So you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out where that's headed. You tell me where it's headed. When communication is a little bit weird, right? What starts happening? Frustration starts to build, right? Tension starts to build. If I'm trying to communicate with you and I can't quite tell where I stand with you, your communication is a little bit off, a little bit funny. Tension is going to slowly start to build. And it's going to build and build and build and build until what? Until it blows, right? Let's get some advice here. What's the advice? Advice for Leo. Okay. Well, I'm not necessarily saying boot, scoot, and boogie as soon as something feels funny. Unless you want to. But that's not even really what I'm saying. Give it some time to see if the energy wants to fall together, you know. In the meantime, if you have any concerns, do the best you can to express those concerns, right? Like a calm, cool, respectable adult. Let it be known that sometimes I can't really tell what's going on with you, you know? Like I like communication. I want to be able to know what's going on. Like we were talking the other day and then poof, you just quit talking out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was going on. You know? And can you try to maybe communicate a little bit better? I get it if something came up. Can you just let me know? Like if you're in the middle of doing something, can you at least send me a quick message and say, hey, I got to go. I'm in the middle of this. I won't be able to respond here for a minute. You know, or at least make it a point to apologize and say, I'm sorry. My boss was coming and I had to put my phone down. Or something. Let me give you a little idea of what's going on. You know, let your concerns be known. You know, whatever the concerns are. That was just an example. And then see if there are any bits of effort put forth to alleviate your concerns. That's what we're looking for. I'm not saying that this person should flip a switch and turn into the version of them that you think they should be in your mind. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're looking for effort. All we're looking for is whether or not you respect me and whether or not you care about how I feel. That's all I'm concerned about. I don't care if you're a perfect fucking human. I'm not saying that you have to conform to my imagination. All I want to know is, do you respect me and do you care about how I feel? That's all I want to know. So if I voice a concern to you and you do absolutely nothing, you ain't even going to try to explain yourself, at least bare fucking minimum. Try to explain, nah, you're taking it the wrong way. This is what the deal really is. Okay, that's bare minimum. At least try to explain yourself, but you don't do nothing. You don't try to explain yourself. You don't try to do anything to correct your actions. You don't try nothing. It just goes in one ear and out the other. You know what that tells me? I don't give a fuck how you feel. That's what that tells me. Because if I care how you feel, I don't want you to feel that way. I'm at least, bare fucking minimum, going to set the record straight and say, I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's not what I meant. This is, and I'm going to break it down and explain it a little bit better. You may have took that the wrong way. I'm sorry, but this, let me explain where I'm coming from and what my intentions really were. And I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to do that. That's bare minimum. But if I really, 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 really care about how you feel, and I really, really, really want to fucking be with you, I'm going to start making changes to my actions. You're going to notice that the next time I'm going to make it a point to make sure that if I'm not able to communicate, I'm going to let you know. Hey, I'm about to go into work today. The owner is here, so I can't have my phone on the floor at all. When the team leader runs the shift, sometimes, you know, as long as things are slow, we can text, and the team leader don't care, but not when the owner's here. So the owner's going to be here today. I'm not going to be able to talk to you at all. I'm going to let you know that, right? You're going to see that I'm trying to put forth effort. That's what we're looking for, okay? All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Leo family needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. And don't forget, tomorrow, September 6th, Saturday, is going to be our next round of live readings right here on this channel. You can pre-order on my website, tarotwithrich.com, $22.22. They're read in the order of which they come in. And the list of pre-orders right now is still pretty small. So anybody who orders now is going to be in the very front of the line. That live stream will remain on my channel permanently with all the readings timestamped, so you can come back to it at any time. You can read up more about that and everything else I have to offer on my website, tarotwithrich.com. Link is right down here in the description. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.